Hi, this is Sara Levin, the Artful Inker. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and today is the Global Stampin' Video Hop. And our theme asked us to use a favorite from the new Stampin' Up catalog, and I think I kind of went with the Sound of Music idea. Here are a few of my favorite things in creating today's prize peony card. So let me set this aside and we'll get to the creating. For this card, we're going to use the prized peony bundle, which includes the prized peony stamp set and the peony dies. And as you may or may not know, when you buy a bundle product in my Stampin' Up store, it means that you get a 10% discount on your purchase of the bundle. Or the bundle is priced at 10% less than if you bought the products individually. So I've got some scrap paper and a piece of Gray Granite cardstock and basic gray ink. And we're just going to ink up the large peony stamp. Now this is a distinctive stamp, which means that it's got lots of very fine detail, almost photorealistic. And if your ink pad is very juicy, you may want to ink up with a sponge dauber rather than directly with your ink pad, so that you do not overwhelm all of that little detail with too much ink and get blobby images instead. So we're just going to stamp several of these, and trying to turn this because I also want that bud in there. Going to do one more and just stamp the bud. And let me stamp just for leaves here. So now I'm going to die cut these pieces, and we'll come back and move on to the next phase. So I'm back with my die cut pieces, and while I was out, I also die cut a piece of vellum with the Hippo and Friends dies. There's some great label pieces here. If you would like a size chart for these dies, you can find it on my blog, and of course these dies are available in my store. Now I've also die cut some basic black with the Forever Fern dies. These are just a great set of leaf dies, and of course we have the ones that coordinate with stamps as well. But if you like flowers as I do, these are some great accent pieces. Sorry, those are the Forever Flourishing dies. So, and then I've got a piece of the Peony Garden designer paper. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. There are, as you can see, they're double-sided patterns, and I've almost used my first pack, and here we are, gosh, at the right at the end of June, so the paper hasn't even been available a month, and I've almost used it up. So I've got a basic black card base and a layer of Whisper White. We're going to start and assemble. I've got a strip of Gray Granite and a coordinating strip of the designer paper, Peony Garden. And I just want to add a little adhesive down the back of this and layer it with this Gray Granite strip. And then add our adhesive. And put this right here along the right hand edge of this piece that's going to go inside our card. This will make a great accent on the inside of the card. Do you finish the inside of your cards in any way? So there we go. And then I have a piece of gray granite, and our piece of Peony Garden Designer paper is going to sit on that. And you can see that there's just a narrow border. When I do a narrow border, I like to adhere the layers right to each other with the multi-purpose glue. That way the border will show. And then we've got the full border here, so I'm going to use dimensionals. And for this layer, I'm going to use the black Stampin' Dimensionals, since we're going on to a dark layer. I love these. That way your white dimensionals aren't screaming, "I'm here, I'm here." And yes, I use a lot of dimensionals. I don't like my layers to sag, and dimensionals are an inexpensive something that you can add to your card and automatically, I'm going to say, up your game. Okay, so let's take our vellum piece, and I'm going to adhere this great little leafy bit with some multi-purpose glue. But you'll notice I'm not putting glue on all of it. I like the ends of my leafy bits to be loose, because then they lift just a little bit before we start the layers there. Have you seen this Gray Granite shimmer ribbon? I don't know if you can see the shimmer. This is really stunning ribbon. But we're going to add that to our card. And I'm going to lay down 2 stripes of tear and tape for our 2 stripes of ribbon. Okay, let's see if I can move this one slightly, since I did not. Nope, that's okay. So let's add this. Make sure my card is straight so that my stripes will be straight. And then come cut on this end. Okay. And then let's add, again, let's make sure that I'm going to be straight across here. And yes, I work straight from the spool. I have less waste that way. And when the ribbon is gorgeous, I really hate to waste. Now we're going to layer this up a little further before I add it to the card, and that way I can see where I can place my dimensionals where they will hide. So I'm going to cut off a few of these little bits. Let's just, whoops, pick this up and lay this over here. Oops. Okay. I've got a hanger on there from the die cutting. And a little piece here that doesn't need to be there. So I'm going to trim this up further. Sorry, my pieces are sliding and I like to know where everybody's going before we get to the end of the okay. So let's add some dimensionals on these guys. We're going to attach those two to each other with dimensionals. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and stick these down. My issue is I'm going to have to cut these further than I wanted to. So that's why I keep playing. Okay. And let's add some dimensionals behind this bit. This is going to need to be a double stack. Good, I've left that on there. So now it's time to pick this up and add some dimensionals back here where they're not going to show. Whoops. And I'm just going to attach those right where the other ones were. Okay. And that one's off. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here. Okay. Pick that off, and this one's going to sit right down near the bottom with that bud, and let's trim this bud. No. Okay, and now I would like to add in some of these little accent pieces. And I'm again just placing them around. And these help to add a little, since we've got a little tone-on-tone thing going with the flowers, these little pieces act to give us a little separation between the layers, help our eye see the the difference in the layers. Okay, and then we need a couple little embellishments. So let me move things aside just a little bit so we can see what's going on. And grab my elegant faceted gems here that I forgot to take out of the package. They are part of the Peony Garden Suite. And I'm just going to use some of these clear faceted gems on here. Oops. And I think that's just enough for this prized peony card. One of my favorites from the new Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos in today's Global Stampin' Video Hop. And you can find a link to my store in the description below for all of today's current Stampin' Up! Products. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell if you would like to receive notifications of future videos. And have a great Stampin' Day. Bye.